Hi, it's Ingrid. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm filming my October reading wrap-up. I feel like October was a really good month for me, reading-wise. I got a lot of reading done. I mean, compared to a lot of other people, maybe not. But I've been like, really busy. I'm in university. I'm a first-year student. I have no idea what I'm doing. And time management, not something I'm good at. But I actually found time to read this month, which is great. So I'm gonna go through all of the books I read in October in the order I read them. Maybe tell you a little bit about them, what I thought, and how many stars I gave. The first book I read in October was Bridgerton, The Duke and I. It's the first book in the Bridgerton series. I actually started this in August, but I only read the first chapter. Then I stopped and I didn't read anything in September. And then I started it again in October. And when I first read it, I didn't really get into it. It wasn't really my thing. But I did actually enjoy it. I ended up giving it 5 stars, actually. I don't remember how I felt during reading. I don't know. It's about, like, this girl. I'm really bad at explaining. Should I read the back of it? Is that better than me trying to explain it? I can try my best. Daphne is a girl, Daphne Bridgerton, and her mom is trying to find someone to marry her, which was kind of what they were doing at the time. And then it's also about like her and her brother's best friend Simon. And yeah, they meet. When they first meet, they don't know the connection, and then things happen. Might be a little love story, maybe it's not. There's some twists in there. Actually, there's some things that happened that, like, how is that okay? This girl, not that nice. I don't want to spoil it. I don't know how much I can say without spoiling it. But I can tell you, I love Simon. I loved, like, the... Sorry about that. My dad came upstairs, and I don't feel the need to explain to him what I'm doing. So, we're gonna keep this as our little secret. If the angle changed, I'm sorry. I just quickly removed my camera and hid it. Don't remember what I was saying. Simon's backstory, I loved it, and like seeing his feelings and like about his struggles in life, and then her finding out and the whole thing that happened with other things. I'm not gonna spoil it. I do think you should read it. It's can be a bit slow in the beginning and sometimes. But yeah, I like the book. I haven't not seen the show. It's like I didn't know anything going into it. I love Simon. I kind of like Anthony. Like, I see his point when he's... My dad's coming. I'm gonna film this later. I'm gonna have to stop filming again soon, because I know that my dad's gonna be upstairs again. But I still want to film as much as I can. So back to this book. There's some things in there that might not be, like, you might not want to read it. So I'm going to put a little trigger warning in the description. Like, if you don't want to see it, don't look at the description. I'm not going to put it on screen because I don't want to be hated on for spoiling. But it's in the description and I recommend you check it out. Back to the characters. Anthony. What was I saying about Anthony? I understand what he was feeling at times, but at the same time, she's her own person. You're not in charge of her. But I do like Anthony, and I think the next book is about Anthony, so I'm excited to read that. Simon, loved Simon. Daphne is not great. She did some things, like really, really not great, and I feel like should have ruined things. Like, maybe Simon should have been honest with her, but again, he did warn her. So you just didn't want to listen. I do not like Daphne. She's not a good person. But anyways, the next book I read was Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I loved this book. I watched Shadow and Bone a while ago, and then I wanted to buy the books, so I did, and I read the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I talked about that in my summer reading wrap-up, I think, and I liked it. Didn't love it, but this one is by far the best one I've read of her books. I read 4 of them. Loved it. The characters, the story, just all of it. Like, you have 6 characters who's like the main characters in this, and you get like the background story for all of them. Every character has like depth, like they're not just there. Sometimes when there's a lot of characters, it can be confusing. Like you can like confuse them and you don't learn a lot about them because it's just so much. Like I understand each of the characters and I know them and they know each other. And it's so fun because you also get like the relationships between them. Here is my little controversial opinion. Unpopular opinion. It's like not what everyone thinks. So I've seen a lot of people be very excited for Shadow & Bone Season 2 because Wylan is gonna be there. I don't like him. He's kind of annoying. I do like his friendship with Jesper, but other than that, I don't really care for him. And Jesper, I don't think the story would be the same without him, but I don't love him. Cass is my favorite, Matthias, and Ines, Nina. I like her, I do love her. But Cass, Matthias, and Ines, they're my favorites. The friendship and relationship, that whatever it is between Cass and Ines is so sweet. And he's like grumpy. He's not grumpy. Like you have that closed off person and then you see feelings. And it's the same way between, I don't know if this is considered spoilers, but like the interactions between Matthias and Nina as well. They're like, sometimes you see feelings and thoughts. And I like that you get everyone's feelings and thoughts. Like every chapter is like a name of a person. And then you see the story through their eyes, which I love. The story, it's about Cass Brecker, who gets a job, a very difficult job. So he like finds a group of 6 people, him and 5 others. It was like the perfect group for this mission because he can be really rich if he makes it out alive. So he was really careful with choosing the people, and then it's about their story, like figuring out what to do and getting through that, doing that. And then you also get every character's backstory and the interactions between each of the characters, which is great. I gave this book 5 stars. One of my favorites. It's really good. Very excited for Shadow & Bone Season 2. The next book I read was Destroy Me. This is Unite Me, which has 2 of the novellas from the Shatter Me series. I read the first one, Destroy Me, because that's like the novella that is after Shatter Me. And it's like the ending of Shatter Me through Warner's POV, which I kind of like. I gave it 4 stars. It's not my favorite. I did love it, but like it's a bit repetitive because like you know what happens. But you're learning new stuff as well, and I think it's fun to get to see more of who Warner is as a person. Because in Shatter Me you see Warner through Juliet's eyes, and he sees himself very differently. And it's fun to see that the 2 of them are very similar in some ways, and it made me like Warner more than I did in Shatter Me, which is good. Like everyone's in love with Warner. I am not. Yeah, I recommend reading it. The next book I read is One of Us is Lying. This is about a group of people who's in detention for something they didn't do. One of them dies, and the police is just trying to figure out who killed him. And you like see what they're going through. But yeah, you see how they deal with that. Everyone thinks they did it. No one knows which one of them did it. I loved the book. I usually don't read this genre. I don't really know what it is. I'm a murder mystery, I guess. I usually read fantasy or romance. But this one, it has like the main story, which is that. And then there's like different subplots. There's some romance, some friendship. The twist at the end. I was not expecting it. In the beginning of the book, I thought about it, but I didn't. Like, I forgot about it, and then I didn't think that was the way it was gonna go. But then it did. And I think it's a really good story. Karen and McManus, you're a genius. I love this book. I gave it 5 stars. Did I say that? I don't know. But I did. It's really good. I bought the second one like the day after or something because I loved it very much. So I'm very excited to read that. I'll be putting that in the vlog soon. Then, The characters, should I talk about them? Don't remember any names, that's pretty bad. Nate, is that his name? I think the names are on the back. I think Nate was my favorite. And Cooper. That was Cooper. I love Cooper. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna move on. Twisted Love. I finished this book in a few hours. It's so good. It's another 5-star read. Do I give out 5 stars too easily? Probably. But I'm not gonna stop because I love this book. Like, the characters can be a little toxic at times and probably not a relationship you should want. But I think it was very sweet. People might disagree with me, but the love story between the two of them, so good. This is like, I don't know what's considered a spoiler. Does it say it on the back? I'm gonna read some of it. It says here, her brother's best friend, her neighbor, her savior, and her downfall. Theirs is a love that was never supposed to happen, but when it does, it unleashes secrets that could destroy them both, and everything they hold dear. That was not all of it, I just read the bottom of it. Alex is one of my favorites. Ava, like the main girl in this book, her brother moves away, so he asks his best friend to look after her. So he moves into her brother's house, and then they fall in love. And he keeps some secrets from her, and then she finds out about it, and things happen. The ending. Do I think that should happen? The logical part of me, the person with a brain and a heart, says no. Clearly you shouldn't get back together with that. Shouldn't have said that. But my little book heart here, I want them together. I love them. I'm so glad it ended the way it did. Not really though. It's a bit of a stalker, which isn't good. Like, don't do that. It also has like the first chapter of the next book in this series, and that didn't seem that good, but I know that people love it, so I'm going to check it out. The Twisted Love, I recommend reading it. Do it. It's one of my favorites. Like, I think that's one of the best books I've ever read. And then, the last book I read in October, Heartstopper, Volume 1. I kind of regret reading it, because I want to read them all at the same time in a reading vlog. That didn't happen. I'm gonna do that with the rest of them though, because I love this book. 5 stars. It's so precious, so sweet, so sad. This book is about Nick and Charlie, who falls in love, and like you see their story about Nick coming to terms with who he is. That's not really what happens. He's like starting to think about things with Charlie. Because they fall in love. They're so adorable, and I love them. I don't know what more to say about it really. It's like a graphic novel, so it's got pictures, which I didn't think was my style, but I did like it. It's very fast to read, clearly. It's not text, but I'm very excited to read the rest of her books. I have the second Heartstopper book on the floor. I'm asking for the last 2 for Christmas, along with Alice Osman's other books, because I want to read them all. I'm planning on doing a reading vlog with the rest of the Heartstopper series and watching the TV show, because I haven't done that. So, if you're excited for that, if you want to see it, let me know. Probably not gonna happen yet, because I need the books first, but I love Heartstopper. Charlie is my favorite human being on the planet. Then, I also started reading the Inheritance Games, did not finish it. I'm going to, but I haven't read in a while. Did not really enjoy that. I think it would be a lot better if I hadn't seen Knives Out, like the movie. It kind of feels like a Knives Out rewrite. I think that's what it is. It's a very similar story. So, yeah. It's not my favorite book. I could DNF it, but I don't like doing that, so I'm going to force myself to read it. Like, it's not a bad book. You would probably like it. Very similar to Knives Out, and I don't want that. The characters are okay. I haven't really gotten that attached to anyone, so don't really care. Might continue, it might DNF it, who knows. But yeah, that's every book I read in October. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more book vlogs. I have a reading challenge coming soon. I'm planning on doing a reading vlog of It Starts With Us. Don't know if that's gonna happen. Reading vlogs are hard to film for me. It's probably the easiest thing you can do, but I don't get it. I don't know how to make it interesting, but I'm gonna try my best. I also have some other reading challenges coming soon, so I hope you're excited for that. Follow me on TikTok. I'm gonna be more active. Yeah, subscribe, like this video. If you have any other video suggestions, feel free to comment them down below. And also, if you've read any of these books, I would love to hear your opinion on them. See you next time. Bye!